Hi, everybody. This is Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. It is Friday, April 11th, 2025. This is a brief update. We don't have many big weather impact areas around the country, but I did want to highlight this one over the Mid-Atlantic. You can see this big, look at that. It's almost like the whole thing is circulating here. There is a low pressure system developing over southern Virginia and actually North Carolina, and that is pumping up some moisture into the Mid-Atlantic states where we could see 1 to 2 inches of rain. This area is in a drought, so the rainfall is needed, but just like anywhere, if the rainfall happens too quickly, we could have flooding. This update is for the All Hazards Consortium, the sensitive information sharing environment, where we share information across platforms from private sector liaisons within state emergency operations centers to private sector owner and operators in the communications, food, fuel industries, logistics, transportation. So briefly, what I'm going to show you is this system, and you can see, as a matter of fact, let me take you a little bit closer here to I'll take you full screen, but then take you into the mesoscale sector in just a second. Look at the rotation here. This is not only a low pressure system developing, and it's going to come right up the coastline here, but it's going to draw in some cold air that could even give northeastern Pennsylvania some wet snowflakes. Right now, temperatures are in the mid to upper 40s in the Mid-Atlantic, but if enough cold air is drawn down, boy, even in Philadelphia, perhaps even northeast Maryland, a sloppy snowflake could happen during the night tonight into early tomorrow morning. Let me take you a little bit closer to the mesoscale sector that the National Weather Service has requested over this low pressure system. And so NOAA has complied, and you can see what's going on here. Look at these sort of strips of storms here. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. There are areas of disturbed weather. Vorticity is what we call it, meteorological terms, that's really kicking off these storms moving through North Carolina. Heavy downpours, lightning, cloud-to-ground lightning. But up here, a little bit further to the north, you can see the bumps in the clouds here in central Virginia and across the Chesapeake Bay. This is heavy rain that's headed to the north. So we could see rainfall rates of 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch per hour, at least for limited periods of time. And I wouldn't be surprised if some areas in the Mid-Atlantic saw 2.5 inches of rain, which is great because this whole area is in a big deficit. Let's go out west and let me show you what it looks like real quickly. I'm going to take it full screen and we'll go out to the Goes West satellite. This is, you can see the sunrise headed there off the left part of your screen. We have a number of systems out here in the in the Pacific. Here's one right here, kind of a little system that's going to come into Vancouver and give you some showers and some rain over the next 24 to 36 hours. Another one way out here. We'll talk about that one again on Monday as it gets closer. But along the coastline, finally, there's been a marine layer in the morning with some local clouds there, low clouds, still persisting. I can zoom in here on this a little bit and show you what it looks like. There's some clouds along the coastline. Inside interior, sunny skies, chance to dry off because, boy, it has been really wet in western Oregon and also northwestern California. But you can see those low clouds persisting with some, perhaps even some drizzle. No atmospheric rivers in the forecast for right now. There is the chance for an AR1, but we'll talk about that on Monday. And then you can see the Pacific Northwest here. That is sort of fair weather cumulus clouds, but you can see as the land heats up, you get more instability and get some more clouds to form. Well, let me show you what it looks like from a standpoint. Let me show you this. Let me show you, widen out a little bit and show you what's very interesting here. Look at the jet stream. You can see the jet stream denoted by these high cirrus clouds here, and see how they're moving up and over Montana and then right down into this trough that's helping this low pressure really develop over Virginia. This is a ridge of high pressure, and it's been warm yesterday, 100 degrees in Phoenix, the fifth earliest 100-degree day there. But let me show you what the temperatures look like from the Weather Service and the observation stations. Look at this. See, the ridge of high pressure goes up over Montana. Look at Montana. 77 degrees right on the border of South Dakota and Montana. 72 degrees there. So we have warm air really pumping up and then down. Look at Salt Lake City. 81 degrees right now. This is at 2:42 Eastern time, Mountain time, 12:42 in the afternoon there on Friday. What a gorgeous day. But meanwhile, we have this trough of low pressure and this low that's forming over North Carolina. Look at the cold temperatures coming down here. 39 degrees in Western Maryland. Let me dive in a little bit closer here because we could see temperatures in the mid-30s and some wet snowflakes later on this evening into tonight as this area of low pressure moves on up. And that's certainly a real possibility. Now, looking at GeoCollaborate, this is the area that the Weather Prediction Center says we could have excessive rainfall. And indeed, there are heavy rain reports coming from the southern Maryland and then moving towards the north. And meanwhile, look out to the west. All of these rivers still in flood stage because of that tremendous rainfall that we had earlier in the week, that 4-day rainfall period. And as that water comes down the Mississippi, flood warnings are issued as that water comes down. So some areas nearly record high river levels, and some areas will take a very long time to recover, particularly in Kentucky. There is a state of emergency in effect there. Now down to the Florida, this pink area, the chance of, it's a red flag warning. So if any fires develop, they have a chance of spreading rapidly because of the very dry conditions. Been oh so dry in Florida. The same exists here in New Mexico, red flag warning. And then in the upper Midwest here, this is a red flag warning. Strong winds, low humidities could really help wildfires spread if they were to develop. Any of these wildfires would obviously put out smoke, which could impact public health. So the big story here is the mid-Atlantic and the rapid rise in rainfall rates that'll happen as this low pressure really develops. And that's what I want to show you here is the forecast. And I'm going to show you, this is the high resolution rapid refresh forecast from the National Weather Service. And I'm going to put this into motion. This is what it looks like basically right now as this model was initialized. I'm going to just play this and let it play out. Look at the low coming off the Chesapeake Bay, mouth of the bay up to the north, and then how that area of rain just sticks around right here along the Chesapeake. That's Anne Arundel County, Washington, D.C., Prince George's County. But look at this. This is potentially some wet snow that could develop. And let's see where it first starts to show up here with colder air. There's some right here. Look at this. Even in northern Maryland that borders the Pennsylvania border here, this is about 2 o'clock in the morning. There could be some wet snowflakes in southern Pennsylvania. Shouldn't cause any problem, but good grief. April 11th, this will be April 12th. Having some snow around certainly isn't welcome when we're trying to plow the fields and get the seeds planted, but it's not unprecedented for sure. And look at this. Chance of snow goes all the way up into western Massachusetts. Now let's continue this forecast and look at that. Even some ice, some sleet, perhaps in Connecticut and Rhode Island, stretching right down here too. So the overnight hours could be quite interesting in parts of eastern Maryland up towards northeastern Pennsylvania, New York. And look how it expands here with snow. We could get some accumulating snow in western Massachusetts. Very wet, probably just the grassy surfaces there. But again, on April 12th, you might see some accumulating snow there as this area kind of broadens out with this low pressure system right off the coast of Delaware, and then it'll continue to move on up. Let me change the model here. So here's the GFS model as it was initialized. I'm going to put this into motion. It's a little lower resolution, so you won't see much snow show up around the Maryland border, but you do see this heavy rain. And that's what happens when it's cold air aloft and you have heavy rain. It can drag down those cold temperatures and change that rain or at least mix it with some snow. So that's what we might see. But I'll take this on because we will have impacts in New England and northern New Hampshire and Vermont. Look at this. Higher elevations as this low moves to the north. We will have some snow. Shouldn't be too bad, but maybe a couple inches. Mount Washington, going to be very interesting weather up there. But as this low moves then out to sea, this will move out with it. And so Sunday will turn out to be a very nice day, even late Saturday afternoon, perhaps in the mid-Atlantic and Pennsylvania and New Jersey areas. So that's the forecast. Just be aware if you're transporting anything through the mid-Atlantic, we could have heavy rain showers, limiting visibility, and also causing some localized flooding. So take care of yourself. Have yourself a great weekend. Watch out for yourself, and also watch out for your neighbors. They really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you next week.